Well, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is a must-see when you stop into Cleveland. Tons of displays. It's an unbelievable place. Look at that. Hendrix memorabilia. 50th anniversary of Sgt. Pepper just recently.
Now's not the time, Vince.
I never said we were greater than the NBA. Well, one of the inductees in the 2017 Rock and Roll class was Pearl Jam, the gem out of Seattle, Washington. And as it turns out, one of us on the set is close personal friends with Pearl Jam.
How was that?
I've met him before, but not cool with him like him.
No, Bones, you know. Come on.
Yeah, great. I'm super stoked.
There it is. There he is.
PJ getting into the Hall of Fame, and they have, obviously with the recent induction, you walk into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I got there last month, and on full display are some of their items right there as you walk in. So congratulations to a great American rock and roll band.
No, they're fantastic and have been for a long time. And since we're talking about them, we thought we'd use Pearl Jam to help us have a rapid fire segment.
Wow.
Rock and roll rapid fire. Okay. And we're going to use Pearl Jam songs to help us get to the questions.
You okay, buddy?
Yeah, you got these, Dennis,
okay,
if you got these down.
No, you're going to sing them for me.
This was such a good idea. So we'll see how it plays out. We'll start with rear view mirror.
Dude, I like that.
Will the Cavs put what happened in Oakland in the rearview mirror, and will they rally again?
The question to me, 3D, is you could also say, will Golden State put in the rearview mirror what happened to them last year? That's what makes this incredibly intriguing with these two teams matching up for the third time. There's a lot of history between these two squads. Golden State winning it 2 years ago here. Cleveland with the epic 3-1 comeback and winning it on the road. Both of these teams have to do a little bit of the rear view mirror vision come game 3.
I like that. So that means you have to make sure the rear view mirror is nice and clean so you can see what's coming behind you, right? So I'm going to pick the second part of his part where the Golden State Warriors are worried a little bit maybe. You lose game 3, now maybe you're thinking about the rear view mirror. So I'm going to say no.
I asked you, will they? You say no.
No.
Okay, good enough. Now, our next song is Alive out of the Pearl Jam selection, Alive. How does Kyrie, Dennis, come alive at the Q?
I think Kyrie has to figure out a way, how do I step out of myself to get better? What do I mean by that? We know Kyrie's a great one-on-one player, but now Kyrie has to understand there's a wall waiting on him. There's 5 guys waiting for him to shake and bake and go pop, 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 which we all love. Give the ball up. Get the ball on the weak side of the floor. Now the defense is not thinking as much. Now you can attack the backside of the defense. Maybe he gets going, Brent.
Wasn't it fascinating that Steph Curry in game 2 really didn't get going by making shots? He ended up getting to the free throw line, right? Fouled on a couple of three-point attempts. 14 of 14 from the foul line. We talked about it, 3D, and I loved your idea. Maybe it's a little bit of Kyrie early in transition, exploring those opportunities. Then maybe he's playing a little bit on the weak side where he's away from the defense, and as the ball works back to him, now he's attacking a closeout defense. We talked about the possessions where he had the ball for 4 or more seconds and shot 11 or 13 different times. That's too much time for Golden State to focus in on him. We'll see if he can get it going. That'll get these guys really pumped up here at home to see some life from Kyrie.
If he's alive, the Q will be alive.
Oh, no question.
As well. Moving on, Nothing Man. And unfortunately, this is a J.R. Smith question. Bones, I have to ask you this. Is he going to be a something man? Is he going to give Cleveland more? I mean, just one basket. He scored the first 3 of the finals and hasn't scored since.
You know, the idea when I first heard about potentially a lineup switch, which today Ty Lue dismissed, was the idea that maybe J.R. Smith playing in the second unit would have more opportunities against a Patrick McCaw or an Ian Clark, where he might get loose and isn't working as hard defensively to go out and guard on the perimeter, and something were to open up for him and Shumpert were start. Maybe that would help his confidence in some way. That's not going to happen. So we'll see if J.R. can just, he hit his first shot of the series?
Yes.
And not one since? Yeah, there's got to be something. It just can't be the nothing man.
Yeah, there's no way he can be the nothing man if you think you can win game 3. You have to figure out a way, how do you get him a couple more shots? If it's in the starting lineup, I put it on LeBron James' show to figure out a way to get him going. To your point, in the second unit, now you call some plays for him to get him going.
Yeah, can they call a play? I mean, can they call some
plays
sets for him?
Yes.
That's something we really haven't seen. It's all just waiting on the weak side for something to happen. I mean, if you were to start him, would you run maybe
why not?
2 or 3?
Well, you kind of treat him like Kyle Korver. When Kyle Korver comes in the game, you see some stagger screens, you see some corner action, you see things happen.
Wasn't he Kyle Korver before Kyle Korver came to a certain extent? I mean,
he was their main shooter, so to speak.
Electric 3 guy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, moving on. Who You Are by Pearl Jam. Now, if Golden State,
it's a good one, though.
Good. Dennis, if Golden State wins in 4 or 5, we know who they are. But who are you, rest of the league? If Cleveland can't stop this team, what does that say about the rest of the NBA and perhaps a dynasty put in motion?
It says that Bob Myers and his crew have done an excellent job drafting the right people, taking care of their players. When guys have become free agents, I think that guy number 35 became a free agent. They did the right thing of getting him to the Hamptons and selling what type of culture that the Golden State Warriors are putting together. That's what I see of who they are as an organization. They're doing all the right things of taking care of their players. But more importantly, Brent, did they get Steph Curry right? He fell their lap. No one really knew who Klay Thompson was coming out of college. He's worked on his game, best two-way player in the game. We know who Kevin Durant is, and now you're able to bring in the Sean Livingston of the world to add the glue to the piece.
There's a lyric in the song that goes, who you are, and then it goes, who are we? And that ends up becoming what Golden State is. You said the word. You said it, Vince. You said the word dynasty. That's what Golden State starts to become. They start to be talked about in the same way that our generation maybe looked at what the Chicago Bulls represented. That will be this generation's dynasty, as Golden State will have several opportunities. Given that the word is that they'll get these guys to re-sign and it won't be max money, they'll all take less to stay together to do more.
Right.
You said the D word, and I have to agree with it.
Well, listen, if they are able to win on Wednesday, that's 15-0. And now they're sitting not only in another championship, but a perfect postseason run, which is incredible. And we are sitting in the middle of an historic aspect, an historic happening
you're talking
in the NBA.
You're talking about an all-time great team. And you can make plenty of arguments. Yes.
We may live it. Finally, better man. If the Warriors sweep Cleveland, is KD the better man and better than anyone? If that happens, better than even you-know-who?
Well, I know in the offseason the Warriors could not find a better man to add to their roster. By getting Kevin Durant to join the fold for their organization, to target Kevin and to think that he could come there and seamlessly fit in, as we heard the commentary from Coach Kerr today about what he was going to represent for them. A guy that didn't need to dominate the basketball, could fit into a flowing offensive system. And because of all those indications last year of what he did for Oklahoma City defensively against the Golden State Warriors, all of these things have fallen right into place for Golden State. So they could not have found a better man last summer.
And the only thing I can add to that, guys, is that why he's a better man, because he came to the Golden State Warriors as an MVP, but he bought into the whole team concept and made himself vulnerable and unselfish to add to what they already had.
Where's your guitar, Bones?
I wish I brought it with you. No, I did not.
That'd be great. Because if they win, we could see Riley Curley. That is my daughter.
Sing it. I don't know.
No, I'm not.
Come on, sing it. I don't know the song.
The picture
help him.
Come
on, help him.
Jeff Ament would be so upset at me if I tried to sing. Like
I'm sorry.
I'm not doing it.
I'm sorry, Eddie.